History is full of moments that seem too strange to be true, events that align in uncanny ways, leaving us wondering if they're merely coincidences or something more. From eerie predictions to uncanny parallels, here are the top 10 most bizarre historical coincidences that will blow your mind. 1. Lincoln and Kennedy parallels. The lives and deaths of Presidents Abraham Lincoln and John F. Kennedy are filled with eerie coincidences. Both were elected 100 years apart, Lincoln in 1860, Kennedy in 1960. Both were succeeded by men named Johnson. Lincoln was killed in Ford's Theater, and Kennedy was killed in a car made by Ford. Their assassins, John Wilkes Booth and Lee Harvey Oswald, were both known by 3 names, and both were killed before their trials. Coincidence or something stranger? 2. Mark Twain and Halley's Comet. Mark Twain was born in 1835, the same year Halley's Comet passed Earth. He famously predicted his own death, saying, "I came in with Halley's Comet, and I expect to go out with it." Remarkably, he died in 1910 on the comet's return. A cosmic coincidence or destiny written in the stars? 3. The Titanic and the wreck of the Titan. In 1898, 14 years before the Titanic sank, author Morgan Robertson wrote a novel called The Wreck of the Titan. It told the story of a massive, unsinkable ship named Titan that struck an iceberg and sank in the Atlantic. The similarities between the fictional and real-life disasters are so striking, it's hard to believe it's just a coincidence. 4. The Hoover Dam Fatalities. The construction of the Hoover Dam claimed many lives, but one connection stands out. The first recorded fatality was J.G. Tierney, who drowned in 1922. The last was his son, Patrick Tierney, who died on the same day. December 2013, years later. A chilling coincidence that adds a haunting twist to the dam's history. 5. The twins with identical lives. 2 identical twins separated at birth lived eerily parallel lives. Both were named James, both married women named Linda, and both later divorced and remarried women named Betty. They even named their sons James Allan. When they finally reunited at age 39, they discovered their lives were nearly identical. Is this proof of a deeper connection between twins? 6. The bullet and the tree. Henry Zieglin believed he had cheated death when a bullet aimed at him lodged in a tree instead. Years later, as he attempted to cut down the same tree, he used dynamite to speed up the process. The explosion dislodged the bullet, which struck and killed him. A bizarre twist of fate that shows you can't escape destiny. 7. The Battle of Waterloo and Napoleon's coincidence. Napoleon's defeat at the Battle of Waterloo is one of history's pivotal moments, but it's paired with an odd coincidence. Eerily, the location of his downfall, Waterloo, shares its name with a town in New York, where a festival commemorates Napoleon every year. A curious twist connecting 2 entirely different places. 8. The Curse of Tamerlane's Tomb. In 1941, Soviet archaeologists opened the tomb of Tamerlane, a 14th century conqueror, despite warnings of a curse. The inscription read, "Whoever opens my tomb shall unleash an invader more terrible than I." Just days later, Nazi Germany invaded the Soviet Union. Coincidence or the fulfillment of an ancient curse? 9. Edgar Allan Poe's prophetic story. In 1838, Edgar Allan Poe wrote the narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym of Nantucket, which included a shipwrecked crew who resorted to cannibalism, killing a cabin boy named Richard Parker. Decades later, in 1884, a real-life shipwreck saw sailors stranded at sea who also cannibalized a boy named Richard Parker. A chilling case of life imitating art. 10. The Civil War and Wilmer McLean. Wilmer McLean's life was intertwined with the American Civil War. The war began near his house at the First Battle of Bull Run, prompting him to move to Appomattox, Virginia. 4 years later, General Lee surrendered to General Grant in McLean's new home. As McLean famously said, "The war began in my front yard and ended in my front parlor." These bizarre coincidences remind us that history often unfolds in strange and unexpected ways. Were these events simply chance, or do they hint at something deeper? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this dive into history's strangest moments, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating stories.